Welcome back, folks, to World of Warships Legends. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today's build and play guide is on the Yugumo. We're at the end of the torpedo boat line of the destroyers. There's still the gunboat line to do. But let's start off on the Yugumo here with our commander build. This is just Tanaka, the free-to-play commander with a skin. Be very clear so that you guys we'll get a bunch of questions asking who this commander is. For inspirations, Eric Bay and Jersey Swirsky, as always. Contact is in a minute. Look at me now. Never take fragile threat. Perceptive, because you always want to know who the closest enemy is to you. And smoke on the water. And that is going to play a little bit again in the role, just like the Kagero if you watch the Kagero video. Now, because this is the last ship in the line, I'm going to try to remember to put this on Unstoppable. But because this was the first Tier 8 I ever had, and the first one I ever maxed out, this I had set wrong. I had it on Give Me Speed. You 100% want Unstoppable. You're going to see that play in effect today in today's match where I didn't have it, and it would have definitely helped to have had it. Now, for the modifications, the first one you're going to want a main battery traverse speed, and that is to keep your guns on target while you're kind of trying to dodge and bob and weave. Propulsion mod to help get you going, and concealment obviously in the third mod slot, and the torpedo reload speed or torpedo launchers in mod 3 here. For your upgrades, you want to take the firing range increase first. As always, the hull second on this one. It does give you some more AA mounts and does help your rudder. And for your last one, the torpedo upgrade. Now, for your loadouts, I'm going to do this now so I don't forget. You 100% want to take smoke generator. Instead of having one extra set, you could get two smokes, but otherwise you could get one extra set of torps. Odds are you're probably going to miss with them anyway, and the two smokes will and can save your life in letting you disengage. So, compared to the Kagero, this ship is a 100% upgrade. It's the same ship in a lot of ways, just better versions of it. I'll explain what I mean. You see, we have 15,000 health. That's better than Kagero. The guns here, I do believe hit better than Kagero. We can look real quick here just to make sure. I thought Kagero was like 1,800 on the guns. Yes, it is 1,800 on the guns, so you do get a upgrade there. And for your torpedoes, bright spot of this ship. If you can get these bad boys on target, and I've had a match or two where I've hit with these things quite a bit. Now that I'm a better player than I was when I originally got this ship, I can't wait to get back into this thing and just torp the crap out of people. These are Shimakaze torps, if you guys didn't know. These 610s for almost 25,000 damage. You tap a battleship or any ship in general for that, and they'll know you're there. They're not gonna want to get hit by more than one torpedo. For your AA defense, it is again better than Kagero. You actually have some AA defense. Again, not great, but it's enough to, if you're getting harassed, you might have a chance to take down a couple points. And another reason to have the smoke as well. Maneuverability, 35 knots, so about the same speed as a Kagero, same turning circle, same rudder ship, and the same amazing detectability that this line has. I love this line for it. It a lot of times allows you get the first shot off, which is huge in the destroyer battle, and lets you sneak around like a snake, dropping torps when you want to. For stats, keep in mind, guys, this was the first tier 8 I ever had. So the fact that I had a 55% win rate on it, while I was probably a 40 or sub 40 player when I had this ship, tells you how solid this ship really is. In armor, it doesn't have much. Again, this, you're in a destroyer. If you can help it, you don't want to be spotted unnecessarily. As we go ahead and start this match and check who we're up against, I do want to say it is disclaimer time. This is a beginner's guide to help out people just learning this ship or learning the game in general. This is not for professional gamers that know everything there is to know about everything. There is also multiple ways to build and play ships, so opinions will vary. I am just a above average player. I don't claim to be the best player in the world. I just am a pretty darn good player. So I do make mistakes. You're going to see some in this match. And also, you didn't come to this video to see how to pronounce names, as I am very terrible at slaughtering other beautiful languages. It's almost an art form, so keep that in mind when you're watching this, guys. With that out of the way, remember, guys, take the smoke, not the torpedo launchers, if you want my opinion, and unstoppable over the speed perk. You're going to see both of them kind of play an effect in this match again, like Kagero. And again, I did not learn my lesson. This was both of these matches, I think, were the first match in the ship, and I forgot on each of them to do that. But these are a lot of fun to play. These play just like the rest of the line, the Yugumo and the Kagero. They're about as similar as two ships can get. The other thing outside of that being that just the Yugumo is better in every way. More health, more guns, more AA, better torps. And we're going to go ahead and torp the left side or the right side of that left island. And the reason is a lot of destroyers will try to come in and sit over there on this map. So I do end up torping, and I don't layer my torps as much as I normally would. But because if it's a destroyer I'm targeting, I'm trying to catch them off guard. So in them right now, I'm looking for everybody, particularly German battleships that might be charging in. Like I said, that's something I do all the time. You can see we're contested. So right here, I'm thinking he's got to be over there. So I'm going to actually start to work over to my left to spot. I don't know who it is yet. I'm not located, and as always, if you're not located and it's a destroyer near you, it's probably a not aggressive player or not a very good one in most cases. So we're going to go ahead. We did not get him there, obviously, with torps. So we're going to keep moving up a little bit here. Obviously, this is a waste of time trying to get the cap when I could get out here and probably spot a little bit better. And also, Brandenburg is charging. At some point in this match, you're going to see at least 5 or 6 ships on this or near this A cap or trying to fight for this A cap. This was an absolute war, and I'm thankful I didn't get murdered in all of this. That's one of the reasons this was a good match to showcase. Plus me getting, definitely showing how in this match the smoke is better than the torpedoes, and the unstoppable perk is for sure better. Now I actually should have known Brandenburg was going to turn and charge in. I just assumed he might take, kind of maybe not charge in. It's not necessarily the smartest move. It's not original. I don't like to rip on anybody, but I swear we've talked about this a lot. There's a disease where if you're in a German battleship, as we use our torp reload here, if you're in a German battleship or battle cruiser, you must charge in. It's like an unwritten rule. The problem is everybody knows it's going to happen. So you got to be careful of that. We're going to send out some torps here. Again, I'm spotting these guys. These are the two biggest threats to me outside of that other destroyer. So we're going to keep going. I did look over to my left and notice torps. I thought they were sets of three, so I'm assuming it's Jaeger. I don't know though, but a lot of times you can tell what destroyers in the cap with you by how many torps are out. Is we do uh, hit the Brandenburg, and the Brandenburg realizes these are heavy torps, and he probably doesn't want to get hit by them, but it's too late. And there we see a set of three torps. We know it's Jaeger, so as soon as we get rid of Brandenburg, I am 100% not scared of a Jaeger. Jaegers can be very effective in the right hands, but I feel like if he's not using if I'm not located and I haven't been at all this match, I'm assuming he's probably not the world's best player. And he's probably just sending torps at battleships, which seems to be what he's doing, but I don't know. But he's going to go ahead and try to get the cap. We're going to go ahead and move in here. And you can see the located side switches over to my left right here. So I know he's right in front of me. We send torps out. And there he is. Now this is the problem, is I couldn't get my auto aim down on the Jaeger. This fight would have ended much sooner had I been able to do that. Yugumo, this whole line in general, these guns are underrated. And you can see we're absolutely hitting him quite hard. And we get rid of him pretty quick once we get our shots on a target. And you can see here, this would have been nice to have smoke just to disengage here, because Charles Martel is going to keep shooting at me. And one thing I don't think I noticed right away here is that the cap was contested, and to see there was another destroyer in there, but we realized really quick, and it's Kagero. Again, we're not located, but you can see now, because every shot that ever hits a destroyer stops your engine. You can see we're just sitting here because I didn't realize I didn't have the unstoppable perk on. This is actually when I actually realized it. I'm going to do a better job of making sure of that in the future. But you can see I was just sitting there like a lame duck because I definitely need to have that unstoppable legendary perk. And what that'll do is it'll keep you moving even though your engine is disabled. But we're going to get the guns on the other side because I want to go back in and help with these Charles Martel. You know, he actually gets hit pretty good here. I actually was getting ready to load AP and to try to citadel the side of him because he was giving me the broadside. And if you can do that, by the time he gets his guns on you, you pretty much have him dead. And over here, the only threat would have been the Kagero, which is probably a lot of Kageros or Yugumos. A lot of Japanese destroyer players are kind of passive when they're playing it, so I wouldn't have been too concerned about that. Again, I know right where this guy is, and this is why you take the located perk. He doesn't know where I am, and I know right where he's at. So the one thing here I do accidentally mess up is I do get out of the cap a little bit here. I actually thought he was going to go sit right along that island to try to just contest the cap. So that's what I thought the play was. As you can see, that's where I set the torps out. But that's not what happens. We're going to get ready to help get the rest of this cap and get rid of this destroyer. So you can see I'm just going full speed ahead. I'm not really scared of a Kagero. We're up pretty good. There's another destroyer besides me. And you can see we almost got him with our torps. And there is a Kagero. And we're going to completely whiff on our first shot. And then we're going to start to get some good shots here now and finish him off. But again, we got rid of 2 destroyers. And we helped get rid of a battleship. We helped take the cap. A solid game for especially for how quick it was over. I mean, this was kind of a war on this side, the way it was going. You had Vladdy, Kagero, Jaeger, Brandenburg, Charles Martel. I think there was another one. All kind of bickering over this A-cap. Anyway, guys, solid game. We definitely helped our team win, taking out 2 destroyers and part of a battleship. Anyway, you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time, folks. Have a good one.